Gianna Zingone's childhood was marked by instability and uncertainty. She often felt confused, angry, and lost, having trouble in school. Enter the ultimate girl dad. Drew, a former Green Beret who once fought for his country, made it his mission to fight now for his daughter. A single father at 50, Drew embraced full custody, making Gianna and her future his top priority. It was taking her to the Nutcracker Ballet, he says, that would change everything. Gianna fell in love with dance, and her father did all possible to make sure she could go to dance class, where his little girl soared on the dance floor. Today, after years of pirouettes and perseverance, Gianna is about to take the stage with the legendary Joffrey Ballet in Chicago, a tale of resilience, how a single dad made sure against all odds his daughter's dance dreams came true. Drew and Gianna Zingone, they are today's LA story.
Hello everyone, I'm Giselle Fernandez and welcome to a very special edition of LA Stories, one that's literally a love letter to second chances, the power of family, the power of the arts to heal, and the magic that can happen when you just never, ever, ever give up. And of course, a father-daughter dynamic duo that makes dance dreams come true. Drew and Gianna Zingone, so great to meet you. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so much for having us.
After everything you've been through, what does this mean to you?
This has really taught me to persevere, and I think ballet has really given me the discipline I need for my future. My dad's always taught me to persevere and never give up, and I think that's really helped me get to where I am now.
You proud of Gianna?
I'm very proud of Gianna.
This is the Joffrey Ballet. And we were told by someone in the company that it's only less than 1% of all the dancers actually make it to your level. Not only the summer intensive, you'll spend a year with the company in Chicago. What will you be doing? This is your senior year of high school.
I still have to do school, but I'm doing school online, so I'll still have time to focus on the dance. But I'm really excited to see how the company, how they dance and what things are different. I want to see if I could really fit in as a company member.
Daunting a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be on your own for the first time.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be moving to a city by myself, and it's kind of like the bird leaving the nest a little bit, but I'm really excited to see what this year has in store for me.
And what do they tell you that you'll be studying that first of all, the summer intensive?
The summer intensive, I know there's going to be more contemporary, which I'm really excited about, because especially nowadays we see a lot of more contemporary. There's still a lot of ballet, but
that's the foundation.
Yes, but I'm really excited to explore these new styles of dance.
And Gianna, who are your mentors in dance? Not just your teachers, but who are the prima ballerinas or the dancers that you go, I want to be kind of like that?
I've always looked up to Misty Copeland.
Yeah, of course.
And I remember I saw her perform in the Nutcracker, and I was like, I want to be able to do that one day. And I think that really drove me to want to improve. I think it's really important that you see performances of different dancers because it makes you want to dance like them and it makes you want to be like them one day.
And Misty has such an incredible story. She also had a very difficult childhood. Her racial background, being Black in ballet, she has spoken a lot about and has advocated so much about for other kids, you know, from marginalized backgrounds to have access to the arts. Did you resonate with her story?
I did. I had her sign one of her books at that same performance, and it's just, I really could see similarities in ourselves, and I think that's why I stuck to her so much.
In what way did that inspire you more, her story? I mean, your mother is African American, your dad's white, and so you're biracial. Does it impact, you know, your outlook at dance when you look at what Misty Copeland's been through and has been able to transcend and triumph?
I think seeing that Misty Copeland had such an amazing career and, you know, she worked hard and got through all the tough times, I think that really, like, it showed me that I could do it too. That's why I love her so much.
Your mom and dad were together briefly for 6 months, I understand.
Correct.
Your mother found out she was pregnant with your child.
Correct.
You were 50 years old.
Correct.
First of all, how did you process the fact that you were going to become a dad at 50?
It wasn't easy, but you just accept responsibility.
You knew that right away.
Yes. I mean, we certainly did DNA and all that, and when Gianna proved to be mine, I just stepped up right then.
You knew, I'm going to be a dad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And then ensued a lot of chaos.
A lot.
And a really ugly custody battle, but also you admitted to using drugs.
Yes.
But gave it up when you found out you were going to be a father?
Yes. I mean, it wasn't really a big part of my life, so it wasn't a hard thing to give up. The focus of my life I saw becoming very different, and I just needed to step up.
Talk to us about the chaos and the challenges that you had to experience. I understand the police were often called. You were accused of abusing Gianna. She had to go through wellness checks. How did you process that for a little girl?
It was heartbreaking. A lot of it was so unnecessary. And just being a single dad with 2 dogs, and just that in itself is enough to go through. It was also right after the economy had kind of died and my industry, architecture, was not doing very well. I was having issues with my mortgage, and it was a lot.
How did you get through that? I understand you were a Green Beret.
Yes.
In special forces, and you said that training actually gave you the strength and the discipline to get through this?
I think so, and I used to call them special forces problems, because you are tested mentally and physically. Just being able to put some of that stuff aside, you try not to listen to the noise, and you just focus on what you have to get done. Take every day as it comes.
And I understand there were some real anger issues when you were going through elementary school, and you then would kind of park yourself out on a lunch table outside her classes just to be there just in case.
She was angry, she was hitting people, she was acting up to the teachers. There were certain teachers, I found the stronger teachers, the ones that were going to stand up to her, she did much better with them.
Discipline, you needed the discipline and the
She
guidance
did.
and the boundaries.
She really did. I think her first 3 years at school were probably the worst. But yeah, it was difficult.
Was it hard not to have your mother's influence right there for you?
Honestly, I never really knew what her influence felt like, so I couldn't really say. I remember one day in classes we had made Mother's Day cards, and my mom was supposed to pick me up, and I was holding my card and she never showed up. It was tough, everything that was going on. It was really tough.
Your childhood evoked a lot of anger and confusion. I'm really interested in this little girl that was processing all this chaos. Literally, what was your outlook on the world back then? And how did you process and cope with all of that?
It was very hard because I didn't really know exactly what was going on, but I kind of learned to just focus on myself.
And you were trying everything. Horse therapy, counselors, piano lessons, I understand.
Yes.
But it's when you took her to a dance class, what did you see that was different?
She was just so focused. Gianna was only about 8 years old when she started. Westside did an amazing job of taking her under their wing.
You saw a dramatic shift in how it lit Gianna up, didn't you?
I did.
And what did that inspire in you?
It just gave me hope. I knew she was going to be okay then. Her elementary years were a little difficult with the confusion and the anger. I did see as she was getting older, even in elementary school, that she was getting better. When she finally progressed to junior high, I said, Gianna, you get to wipe the slate clean here. Nobody knows you at this school. I said, this is your chance to just start fresh. And she just pulled it out. She amazed me. I was like so thankful. And from that point on, she just continued to move up.
Dance helped you heal and helped you express some of those feelings in different ways. Talk to me about that. In what ways did it help you kind of cope with what you were dealing with?
Well, in ballet, you can show anger and you can show sadness, because in ballet you have to tell a story. And I think it was much easier to cope with what I was going through when I could show how I was feeling through my dancing.
You said when you were going through all the custody battles and the chaos and those really dark times that dance saved you.
Yes.
That gave you a much needed escape. In what way?
It took my mind off everything that was going on, and it gave me something to work on. So even if I wasn't in the studio, I could work on it at home. So if I was having a rough time at home, I could just get on my bar and start doing ballet.
You know, we hear a lot about girl dads and the power of that dynamic. What has your dad meant to you in terms of fulfilling your dreams?
He's told me many times, if you want to be good at dance, you have to do it more than everyone else. If you really want it, you just have to work harder than everyone else. And I think with his military background, he's taught me how to persevere, and I think that's really helped me, and I think that's something that not a lot of girls can get from their dad.
Yeah, it's a very special relationship, right? Well, we're going to dive more into your background and how that really infused in you that kind of strength and discipline to fulfill your dance dreams when LA Stories comes right back. Welcome back to LA Stories, everyone, with Drew and Gianna Zingone, this powerful father-daughter dynamic duo making your dance dreams come true. And Drew, I understand you were born in New York. You dropped out of design school, enlisted in the Army. You said you needed a win in your life back then. What did that mean?
Yes. I had been working in restaurants and bartending a lot and doing well, but getting into the whole scene and the partying scene. And I was up for a management job, and at the last minute, I did not get it. And it kind of crushed me at the time, and I just saw myself stagnating. And I just really needed a change in my life.
Yeah, you knew, and so you enlisted in the military.
Yes.
Became a Green Beret, graduated first in your class, were in Special Forces. What did that mean to achieve that level and height of success?
It was amazing. You know, I was really surprised that I was first in my class. It was a hard road and a good one. It just made me really proud. I was finally getting the win that I was looking for.
Out of 162 candidates, only 32 graduated, and again, you were first in your class.
Yes.
What did that teach you about the possible that when you saw what Gianna was going through and then getting into dance, you knew would then be possible for her?
Well, I had torn a ligament in my knee before the qualification course. And every day I was thinking of quitting. And I just kept driving on, and that has stuck with me for the rest of my life. One of my proudest moments for Gianna, now there have been a lot of proud moments, but one of my proudest moments for Gianna was when she had performed in Nutcracker, and she had a solo role, and she had hurt one of her toes, and she fell.
In front of the audience?
In front of the audience. And you know, everyone was startled, but she immediately got up, got back up on that toe and did a quadruple pirouette, and that was my proudest moment.
You dug deep in that moment.
I could hear the audience, and you know,
Yeah.
they were all like, what's going on? But yeah, it was definitely pretty funny.
Funny to fall on stage, but then to get back up. You know what your dad is saying, that is the resilience in you that allows you to transcend whatever's happening, right?
I think as a dancer, there's going to be a lot of pain and sore muscles, but at the end of the day, you just have to get up and deal with it.
Resilience you learn from your pop. When you dance, tell me what it feels like and where you go when you dance.
It makes me proud of myself, especially if I've taken a correction and it works, or if my leg's a little bit higher than it was yesterday. It really makes me feel good about myself and my dancing.
It wasn't so easy all the time with the other girls, was it?
No, it was not easy. In the dance world, there's always gonna be drama. Something's always gonna be going on. But I think that just adds to, you know, you just have to work through it.
That requires a lot of self-confidence and security. What advice did your dad give you that helped you the most?
My dad, he's always told me, you have to show up and you have to work harder than everyone else if you want to be at the top. And I think that's really helped me because I don't focus on if someone else is better than me. I focus on if I'm better than me. And I think that's really helped.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see what you do next as you enter this dreamscape. In fact, we're going to go more into what the year ahead looks like for Gianna Zingone and her dad when LA Stories comes right back. Welcome back to LA Stories, everyone. Here with Drew and Gianna Zingone, about to take off and launch your beautiful dance career. In a way, does it feel that way, going with the Joffrey Ballet, the Granger Academy, Chicago? Talk to me about how special is this year ahead for you?
I'm really excited to see what this year has in store for me.
When you think of, what you aspire to be, what is the pinnacle for you?
I want to be like, when I think of Misty Copeland and how I think of her and how hard she's worked, I want other people to look up to me in that way, and I want them to think the same way I do of Misty Copeland and Tyler Peck, and I think that would really be the pinnacle for me.
Not just the excellence in your dance technique and performance, but also the transcendence of your past to be able to achieve your dream?
I think it's very important to have a good role model, and when your role model has been through so much, it just really inspires you, and I would hope that in the future I would inspire people.
To other kids, engaged in the chaos of custody battles and kind of complex family dynamics. What would you say to them? You know how lost and lonely and confused they can feel. What would you say to those kids to give them strength to pursue their dreams?
I would tell them that it's gonna get better, and whatever you're going through, it may seem really bad right now, but it's up to you to rise above that and find something you like to do and just do it well. But I think once you start to see yourself rising above it, you get more confidence, and I think it's really important to realize that you've gone through so much and you can do better and you can get better.
Do you think that past, as hard as it was, has made you a better dancer?
Absolutely, and while I was going through it, it was hard, but I think it's shaped me into the person I am today, because I've learned to just work hard, and no matter what I was going through, I still had to work hard. And I think that what I went through, it taught me how to persevere and to focus on myself and what I was doing.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am.
Feel hopeful? How would you describe your relationship with your dad and how he has helped facilitate this for you?
He was the one parent who was there for me, and he was the one person that I knew I could rely on. And he always gives great advice, especially if I've had a hard day at dance or my muscles are sore. He's like, you just gotta push through it.
That's your Green Beret training.
Yeah.
Those knee injuries, and you still jumped out of those helicopters.
Yes.
Tough Green Beret, but now you're just this mush girl dad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How would you sum up this journey, which is about to take on now a new kind of frontier? But how would you sum up the journey up to now?
It was good for me as it was good for her. It gave my life purpose. It's very easy to be single and not have a lot of responsibility. It was very hard, much like Gianna's route, but it really gave me purpose in my life, and I'm thankful for her doing that.
What are you most proud of in yourself?
Being a dad.
Oh, yeah.
I tell everyone, all I do is drive the dance bus. I drive down here, I would sit in the car for 3 hours and wait for her to get out and drive home. So most of it's on her. I've taught her, you gotta show up. What is it, the 80% of life is just showing up, and a lot of people don't do that.
And when you see her dance, what do you see?
I'm amazed every time, and I've seen just so much talent. Just so much talent. It just makes me so happy. And I know she's found her niche.
Yeah. What are your big dreams, Gianna?
I do want to be a professional dancer, and I know dancers, they do, it's not a lifelong career, but I do want to teach one day.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, you both are very inspiring, and I wish you the
Thank
very
you so
best
much.
of luck.
Thank you.
This is a story we love to tell in LA Stories because it shows that we are not our past. We can be informed and shaped by it, but we can transcend it and fulfill our greatest potential, and there is no greater inspiration than that. Thank you. Best of luck at the Joffrey. We can't wait to see your name in lights and you on that stage.
Thank you so much.
Gianna and Drew Zingone, thank you. And thank you for watching another edition of LA Stories. I'm Giselle Fernandez. See you next time. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.